Queen Elizabeth tramped through red, dusty soil on a 16-acre irrigation property to see how dried fruit is grown and prepared. The Queen's white toe peeper shoes were coated with dust when she finished a 30-minute inspection, but she smiled and told Mr. Nat Barclay, the property owner, "What does it matter? I thoroughly enjoyed it all." She spoke for other members of the party too. It was a gay day. Mr. Barclay, a former Country Party member of the Victorian Legislative Assembly, comes from County Armagh and still retains his Irish accent and charm. He had made no special preparations for the visit because the district was anxious for the Queen and the Duke of Edinburgh to see a typical small returned serviceman fruit block working normally. 4 pickers stripped fruit from vines for the Queen. Then Mr. Barclay explained the dipping and drying processes as workers handled the grapes. Queen Elizabeth turned and spotted several tour officials with their mouths full of grapes. She smiled and shook a finger as they hastily thrust bunches of grapes behind them, like boys caught in the pantry. It was that sort of a day. In the 2.5-hour visit, the royal pair drove over 38 miles of gaily decorated streets and roadways from Mildura Airport to Mildura and nearby Redcliffs, and then back to the airport. The dais where the President of Mildura Shire, Councillor J.R. Gordon, presented the loyal address was decorated with district products. It was erected on the corner of Deakin Avenue and 8th Street, Mildura, and surrounded by flowers, a great spectacle for all who'd come to see the royal couple. More than 65,000 people lined the routes in Sunraysia and seemed to cheer louder and longer than any other Victorian crowds because they knew it was the last time Her Majesty would be in Victoria for many years. Civic buildings and private buildings alike were decorated in royal colours to welcome the Queen and the Duke to Sunraysia. As they stepped aboard the royal aircraft, the Queen and Duke looked back and waved a cheery farewell to around 5,000 people who had assembled. It was a fitting and most memorable farewell visit for Queen Elizabeth to Victoria. As she was leaving, the Queen told the Premier, Mr. Kane, that she had enjoyed every moment of her visit to Mildura and Victoria.